here at City Park in Alma, and there are tons of tents behind me, over 100 to be exact. Coming to the state fair means getting on a ride or two, but you can't have fair without the food. The state that actually imports the most fireworks is Missouri, but can you guess who came in second? Nebraska, with over $11 million worth of firework imports. Gift card scammers will take a normal looking gift card like this and will actually change the numbers on the back of the card. Thanksgiving dinner isn't all about sticking with the basics of turkey and stuffing. It could be about trying new things. In Nebraska, we've got corn, cattle, and advanced aerospace parts. 1,500 pork producers met to connect, share ideas, as well as staying informed on changes when it comes to raising their livestock. This railroad crossing behind me at Lincoln Avenue is one of 7 that is a part of the Quiet Crossings construction that'll limit a noise residents say is a nuisance. Here at UNK, where we're getting more details on shots being fired near campus early this morning. More than 100 million Americans will be living in hotter areas by mid-century. I'm here at Grand Island Senior High, where former student Kenny Morales submitted a graduation speech using ChatGPT. The warehouse you see behind me, it doesn't look like much now, but soon it will be the site for an electrolyzer-based liquid fertilizer facility.
In minutes, it was chest neck deep in our house.
What Stratton native Corey Leak thought was a water leak turned out to be floodwaters rapidly filling his home.
From the time that we got from our bedroom to our living room, it was already up to my waist, and he's a foot taller than me, so once it reached his chest, I was kind of just holding on to the furniture and floating.
As you can see, there's a vehicle behind me. They said that that's their neighbor's car that was carried by water to their backyard. And as the water continued to rise, Corey knew he and his wife Christina had to get out.
It finally broke out like the window in the storm door.
Corey says it was an act of God as he heard voices in the distance that turned out to be a neighbor who would save his life.
With God's grace, somehow we made it to the back of the house, to the back door, and got our dogs and her and everybody in the boat. And they brought us right back over here.
Right here, that's our living.
Stepping through mud and grass, Corey and his son showed me what was left of his home. To see the damage in person once again became too much for him to bear.
You know, you think you get to a point where your life's set, so to speak, and just in the blink of an eye, it's totally changed.
As the leagues begin to pick up the pieces, so are county officials.
We applied for disaster relief, so we'll just have to see that we'll draw on our inheritance tax money to get us through this.
And while their home was a total loss, Corey says their resilience will never waver.
It might knock us down, but we'll get back up.
So it was this right here.
Mount Carmel home rattled by a holiday thief.
A week ago, Friday morning, one of our residents had opened her blinds in the morning and noticed one of her birdhouses and one of her bird feeders was missing.
Thinking maybe the items had blown down the street, Hanson and her staff scoped the perimeter only to find
another bird feeder on the same side of the building was missing. And we knew something was up.
But it did not end there. After more inspection, Hanson says several other bird feeders were missing, including a shepherd's hook. This prompted Hanson to file a police report, but the damage already hitting home.
So disheartening and just frustrating and feeling very violated. Whomever did this, they went through 2 fence lines and 2 courtyards to get to certain feeders.
Planning to simply replace the stolen bird feeders, administrator at Mount Carmel, Emily Birdsley, decided to post on Facebook about what happened, and you wouldn't believe what came next.
Once we posted it, I did ask, if anyone has an extra one just laying around, if they wanted to donate it to us, that would be great. And lo and behold, we ended up with all of this.
Over 100 birdhouses were donated by the Kearney community, replacing much more than what was missing to begin with.
It's out of such a yucky thing that was hateful and ugly, love won. This is just fantastic, the support. We just are overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And it just keeps coming.
That's right, from bird feed to bird houses, the donations are continuing to fly in.
It's Nebraska. There's no place like it.
Kearney Police Department tells me there are no leads yet to the bird feeder theft, but they are still investigating. They recommend
house security system or a doorbell, a camera system integrated into your doorbell of some type are good ideas. None of them are foolproof, but those are some ideas and some ways to help prevent things from getting stolen.
Now, Mount Carmel Home plans to pay it forward by donating the overflow to other nursing homes in the area, because bird feeders seem to be the gift that keeps on giving.
If anyone is ever looking for something that would be of good use in a nursing home, bird feeder all the way.
Reporting, I'm Taylor Leverett.
Yeah, I spent too much money, I'm sorry. The brand new
Nebraska YouTuber Andrew Flair, who you may remember purchased this $550,000 missile silo back in 2022, is now selling the over 2,000 square foot underground property.
I wanted to sell it as a turnkey, you could literally live down there if you wanted to property.
Welcome.
And the nuclear bunker has gone through a few upgrades.
You know, a movie theater screen and popcorn machine and foosball table. But I thought if you're going to stay underground, you need to have a little extra things to make it feel, more comfortable.
To renovate a property like a silo, Andrew says adjustments had to be made considering it's not shaped like your typical home.
As you're laying the laminate, they're all shaped like rectangles. And so to get them all perfectly cut in a circle and not have a big gap, because we didn't have baseboard or anything down to cover that, which you would typically have in a home, to make the flooring look clean and not have a bunch of gaps everywhere was really difficult on the circle, for sure.
Missile silos like this one were built in the late 50s. They were designed to withstand a nuclear attack. Now just a nosy neighbor or two. Realtors Polly and Mike Figueroa say there's a market for buyers looking for unique homes.
Gotten calls from all over the country. It takes a unique buyer to own something like this, but there's a lot of potential and a lot of things you can do, whether you want to have it as a VRBO or whether you want to, build a little cabin or have a tiny home out here, and
or an ultimate man cave.
Andrew says he has no plans to buy another silo, but the 45-day renovation has taught him a thing or two.
It taught me that we are capable of doing really good work in a really quick amount of time.
If you got $750,000 laying around, this renter-friendly home could be yours. Reporting in York, I'm Taylor Leverett.